Hello everyone and welcome to my first ever WWE review. Yes, I'm so excited. This is a new series I will be doing on my channel. I asked it on TikTok and people were interested in seeing it. If you guys want to follow my TikTok, it's the same name, Simon Stein, exactly the same. If you're wondering what I'll be reviewing Raw on a weekly basis, SmackDown on a weekly basis, and any pay-per-view of WWE except for NXT. I don't really watch it, so I won't really do any reviews. After every segment and after every match, I will be giving it a rating from 0 to 5, 0 being the worst thing I've ever seen, 1 being bad, 2 being it's okay, 3 being it's good, 4 being it's great, and 5 being one of the best things I've ever seen. It can also go by point, so it can go 1.25, 1.50, 1.75. It goes up by 25, by 0.25. Also, I just want to state before we start, I haven't watched a WWE show in a while, even a pay-per-view. It's been a long time. I've been away from WWE, haven't been watching it, but I've kept in touch with the rivalries. I'm just not sure who the big names are, except for like the Romans and the Drews and all those guys. So like these newer superstars, I have a knowledge of them, but I don't really know what to expect because I probably haven't seen their matches. But I know that's all I know is the basics on what I see on Instagram and what I see in some YouTube videos. Speaking of in some YouTube videos, I wanted to say that this is heavily inspired by the Great One. He's one of my favorite YouTube content creators, for sure my favorite in the wrestling community. So I will be linking him in the description. Be sure to go follow him because I'm pretty sure if you're watching this, you've already seen the Great One. Anyways, let's hop into this first episode of Raw. So the show started by Adam Pearce and Corey Graves being in the ring because it was the weigh-in. And the first one to come in was Bobby, the first one to come out, and he looks really good, bro. Oh my God. So then he's followed by Paul. And Paul, I have to say, came out to an extreme big pop. I knew that he was well loved in the community and in WWE, but like I did not expect to have him have this big of a pop. So then he introduced Brock with his famous stick. And then Brock, I have to say, looked amazing in his Farmer John, Ultimate Farmer attire. And he also had one sexy ass hat, huh? So then I can't believe that Corey dared say this to Brock, that he was not dressed appropriately for the weigh-in. But the answer by Brock is one of the best answers you'll ever get in any weigh-in. Brock answered, do you want me to get naked for you? Can you believe that? I'm sure that Corey was saying no because he was on TV, but I'm sure if it was in private, Corey was going to say damn yes. So then the first one to go on the scales is Bobby. And he comes at a whopping 273. And then after you get Brock at a whopping 286. And then there's some exchanges. You got MVP bigging up his client. You got Paul bigging up his client. All of that. Bobby says to Brock that he's scared and that this is going to be the shortest title reign in Brock's career. And then Brock answers by saying, you know what? Maybe you're going to win. And then he says, the reigning, defending, undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, Bobby, who? And it ends like that. It was a pretty good segment. This is really a new side of Brock, and I have to say, I love it. I love every second of this Brock. He looks amazing, and it's actually very entertaining. So yeah, I'd give this segment a 3.5 out of 5. Like, it was really entertaining. I feel like something was missing to make it a next level, but it was pretty good, as you can see by the rating. Next up, we get Bianca versus Queen Zelena. It was an okay match. Like, I can't really complain. I kind of liked what I saw. I have to say that there were some really good reversals. Zelena, this was the first time I actually saw her wrestle in a match where she's not getting squashed. And like, I have to say, she didn't look that bad. I could see that she had less experience than Bianca in the ring, it seemed. But she had some really, really good reversals, and the match was okay. Like, it was a decent match for the time that they had and what build it was supposed to have. I have to say, it wasn't that bad. So I'm giving it a A 2.5 out of 5. It's a good way to build Bianca. Zelena didn't look that weak, so I can't really complain. Then they showed last week's match between Priest and Kevin Owens, and after it cuts to KO getting ready for his match, and I have to say it was a pretty good pre-match promo. This heel Kevin is so entertaining, I have to say. He kept on showing the back of his shirt, telling Kevin, read the back of my shirt. It was really, really good. He looks serious, but at the same time, he's really funny. And I have to say, he's really, really entertaining. I'm really digging him in this role. As I've always said, the best version of Kevin is the heel Kevin. His face run was okay, but it's nothing compared to his heel run. Then it comes to the match, Kevin versus Priest for the US title, which the match was okay. It wasn't that bad. And like all match and all pre-match, they kept on saying, this is the first pinfall loss in Damien Priest in a long time. And they really wanted to make it a big thing. But as I said, it was a really good match. It was an okay match. I shouldn't say really good. It was an okay match. And then Kevin faked an injury again. And then tries to get a little pin on Damien Priest. But Damien Priest kicks out. And then you can see Damien Priest's alter ego came out. He went sicko mode and just kept on hitting Kevin. The ref tried to get between, but Priest didn't want to know anything. He didn't want to have anything. He just kept on punching him. And then ends up getting disqualified. And then he just left without the title, which I found kind of funny. Like, you're the US champion, you're supposed to take the title as a big deal, and you just leave without the title. Found it kind of funny, but what do you want? But I have to say it was a 2.75 because I wasn't a big fan of the ending. I actually wanted to maybe see a different kind of ending, maybe him actually hitting with a chair. And then for the match was pretty good, but like nothing special. It was a decent match. Like it was okay. It was above average, but it was okay. Then they showed Nikki Ass attacking Rhea Ripley last week, which brings us to a 6-woman match between Tamina, Carmella, and Nikki Ass versus Liv Morgan, Dana Brooke, and Rhea. But before the match, they showed Liv, they showed Rhea, they showed Dana, they showed Nikki, they showed Carmella, Tamina, all saying that they're gonna win the Royal Rumble. The default stuff that they say in every year's Royal Rumble. Everybody says they're gonna win, but you know that they probably won't win. I have to say the match was like really bad. I like, it's one of the reasons I stopped watching wrestling was for stuff like this. Liv and Nikki didn't even go in the match. Tamina is the only one on the heel side that looked okay, and then you just have Rhea that destroyed everybody. And Rhea gets she's the only one that looked strong in the match and got the win. And then at the end of the match, while the face team was celebrating, Nikki came and attacked Rhea from behind, which there's going to be a rivalry. They're probably going to explore that more in the Royal Rumble, which is going to lead to a match whenever. After, I have to say, this is the best segment. The best all-around moment of the show was the Alpha Academy Academic Challenge. The spelling bee. Oh, this was really good. Like, I have to say, I have not watched since Riddle and Randy have come together, and since Chad and Otis have developed into a new heel tag team, and I have to say they both work really well together. I have to say Chad and Otis are actually a serious tag team. I take them very serious, and Chad is really good on the mic, surprisingly, and Otis does look like a powerhouse. And then you have Randy that doesn't look any weaker. He doesn't look like his main event self, but he doesn't look any weaker. And Riddle is very funny. So then Alpha Academy comes out first. Chad, all he was doing was insulting the crowd over and over and over again, and it was really funny because the crowd tonight they were really good. They were really into the show at every moment, and I have to accept it. I'm happy for it because it really added to every moment. And then you have RK Bro that comes out. And we start the spelling bee. The first one to go is Otis. He gets the word amental, which is a cheese. He takes a little time to answer, but finally gets it, which puts the first point for Alpha Academy. Puts them up 1-0. Then you get Riddle's turn. He gets the word calibration. Also has a little trouble, but then says calibration. But that's not what the Kevin wanted, the judge, but he actually ends up getting it right, which ties the score. Then you have Mr. 4.0, Chad Gable, because all night he was saying, "Oh, I'm smart. I got a 4.0. I'm that smart. I'm the most intelligent man in the world." All these stuff, and then he gets the word disillusion, which Chad Gable, being his cocky self, doesn't actually listen and doesn't let the host give him time. So he mixes it up, which, if I'm correct, with the word delusion. And then he gets it wrong because he spelled the wrong word and gets mad. And then Randy tells him to take a seat. And then Randy has a chance to win it. Gets the word dumbbell. And Randy spells it easily. That's a win. And I really like the segment after where you have Chad that says, for sure it's an easy word for him, for our Randy, because he hangs out with a dumbbell. Saying that Randy that Riddle is a dumbbell, which I found very, very funny. Then Randy challenges Chad to a match, and Chad accepts. He didn't really accept it, but like he didn't say no either. So we just go to a commercial break. Then the match starts. The match was pretty good. There was a really good story in the fact that he was going for the leg the whole match, which I really enjoyed. There was a good story behind it. The match was for what they had, a really, really good match. I'd probably give the match alone a 3. But the match was good. There was a distraction by Otis that almost gave the win to Chad. But then Randy goes for his punt kick and then gets countered into an ankle lock. And then Otis gets attacked by Riddle with his scooter, which distracts Chad. Randy gets out of the ankle lock, then hits him with an RKO. 1, 2, 3. Randy picks out the win. And I also forgot to mention that the winner of round 1 of the spelling bee got to pick the next week's event. And they picked Jim, which, if we're going more into detail, is a scooter race. So I'm really excited to see Otis on a scooter, even Randy on a scooter. That's going to be really funny. But like I have to say, all around, I'd give this a 3.75. If it was just a segment alone of the spelling bee, I'd probably give it a 4. But the match was average. It was a good match. It was a good match, not an average. It was an above average good match. So like all around, I give a 3.75. I really liked this. It was really, really good, and it was the highest point of the show one of the highest points in the show, if I'm being honest. Then it comes to Alexa's journey back to Raw. And let's just keep this short. If I could describe this in 3 words, I would have to say Lily, Lily, and Lily. So if I would rank it out of 5, I'd probably say it's a Lily out of 5. Then we see Vince and Austin together, and I have to say, I wouldn't be surprised if sooner or later Vince opens a new Instagram account and start taking some selfie, because the whole talk was about selfies. Because all he wants are selfies, and I don't even think he wants selfies of himself. I think he wants other superstar selfies. Maybe Roman, maybe Drew, some muscle men. But to get back to it, also Austin asked Vince if he could give him a good entrance in the Rumble, a top spot, like 25 to 30. And Vince just said, "I don't have control of that. You should get ready for your match tonight against AJ Styles." And you see that they're really pushing Austin, which we'll talk more about it later. And then I have to say, before the match started, we got some of the biggest news in WWE history. When I heard this, I was shocked that they just put this on a normal Raw. Veer is coming. Oh, holy god damn it. But then I have to say, this is easily the match of the night. Austin Theory versus AJ. Holy goddamn, what a match. I have to say, this was the first time I really saw a match, and it was with AJ that helps, which is one of my favorite superstars. What a match. There was some good storytelling in the match. The rookie pulling some tricks. Oh, it was really good. Then you get some great reversals, some great new moves. Oh, it was just an all-around great match. And like AJ's so good. I've always said AJ can pretty much have a good match with anybody, but when you put him with something that's already good, that's a great match. I'd give this match easily a 4 out of 5 stars because it was really good for just a normal Raw show. This was super, super good. Yeah, then we got to maybe one of the lowest parts in this episode of Raw, which is the interview between Becky and Drop to be more precise. I really have a hard time. For me a name means a lot. It's Randy Orton, John Cena, AJ Styles. For me, a name adds so much to a character. So for me, it's hard to take someone with the name Drop seriously. Becky's always been good, and I respect her, and she's really good, and I do like her gimmick. Honestly, she had a good interview in this, but just Drop, I'm not interested. Maybe because I missed the weeks prior, but just the fact that her name is Drop, I just don't understand it. I feel like it's so bad as a name. You could do so much more, and you name her Drop, and like I understand that was a rivalry that was with Eva Marie. But why doesn't she change her name back to something else when she gets away from Eva Marie? I don't understand it, and it makes me have a hard time taking it seriously. So I'd have to say I'd probably give this interview, I'm sorry, a 1 out of 5. Because it was really hard. They were talking about like how Becky kept on saying that she gave her a chance. Drop is a big fan of Becky, and you have Drop saying that you're scared. You thought I would be an easy match, but I won't. And then you see that she gets tired. She leaves the interview, goes and finds and attacks Becky. And then, yeah. And then after this, we got a spoiler for WWE 2K22. Ray says that the game is fire. Oh my god, I can't believe he said that on TV. How dare he say on TV that this game is fire? Wow. No, but there was a little interview with Ray. They were talking about being on the game. He said it's a big honor. And he says that one day he hopes to see Dominic on it. But Dominic said, I know I have to create my path. And then they talked about how Ray threw his own son over the ropes. And there's some quick digs. It was a funny thing. It wasn't big, so I'd probably give it like just a 2.5. It's average, but it was really fun to get that inside. And then came a pretty good match. It was like it was the first normal tag team match, the Street Profits versus the Mysterios, which was a pretty good match. It ends with the Mysterios picking up a win, which was a very interesting match. I really liked it. It was fun seeing these high flyers. Montez Ford did a Superman jump over the ropes, and it was really, really fun as a match. It was a quick pace match, which I am a big fan of quick pace match. And then you got the end of the match is they wanted to do a double 619, Dominic and Ray, but then Angelo Dawkins takes out Dominic out of the ring. Then Montez Ford tries to attack Ray from behind. He puts him into 619 position. Then he goes for a 619 Ray on Montez Ford. He gets countered. Then he picks him up. Montez Ford picks up Ray, puts him on his shoulders, and Ray turns it into a little pin. And while the pin is happening, Angelo Dawkins trying to get back in the ring, but you have Dominic that holds him back, which is a good attention to detail. I love when they do that, and that's how the match ended, with that little pin. Then after the match, we get the celebration from the Mysterios, and then you see Dominic trying to eliminate his father, but his father's ready. He does his little hurricane over the ropes. He says, you gotta be ready, kid. Then you have Montez Ford that eliminates Ray. Then you got Angelo that eliminates his teammate. He says, I had to do it. And then out of nowhere, the Dirty Dogs come, Ziggler and Rude. They eliminate Angelo, and you see when it was just the two face tag teams, like the Street Profits and the Mysterio, they were having fun, they were laughing. But when the Dirty Dogs came in, they were not happy, so they both go in the ring. They start attacking the Dirty Dogs, and they both eliminate them. And then the two tag teams, the Street Profits and the Mysterios, are all in separate corners and are just looking at each other. It's a pretty okay build. I'm kind of sad. I don't know why they're just focusing on the tag teams, just the tag teams. They should have put a Drew, all these big names, instead of just doing the tag team division. Also, I wanted to say that so far we have 22 confirmed for Royal Rumble, which means eight people we don't know, which is exciting. And for the girls, we know 21 with nine new people. But I will be making a review on this, or not a review, I'll do a predictions for Royal Rumble. Should be up probably Friday or Saturday. I'm gonna try to do it Friday, and on Saturday I will try my best to review SmackDown on Saturday. I'll try to get that out for you guys. And the final segment was Marie's birthday celebration. Miz comes out, says some good words, shows all the security guards saying that we really want to protect her. Then Maurice comes to the ring. They start talking. Says this is the best, the most she's ever felt, the best she's ever felt. Better than when they learned that they were having a kid. Better than when they had the kid. Better than when he bought the ring. Better than when he bought her car. And then they see a gold box, and then the gold box, they think that it's Edge and Becky trying to trying to play a game with them, but turns out there's nothing in there, or there's something in there, but it's not Beth. And then you hear Edge's music. They both come out saying that they're pissed off, that they're really mad, and then you just see it's just Edge and Beth Phoenix just destroying the security guards. They take out all the security guards, like the 10 security guards, just destroying everybody. You have Edge, you have Miz and Maurice, at the outside of the ring screaming, "No, that's expensive. I paid so much money." And then it just ends with Edge doing a powerbomb through a table to a security guard through the cake. Like, it wasn't the worst. It wasn't the worst segment. It was pretty bad and cringy, if I'm being honest, but it wasn't terrible. It shouldn't be the way you end your show. For me, it makes the show lose some points, because like, you come back from a tag team match that I like. There was there's some great moments in this show, and then you end it like that. I felt like they could have done a lot better to end that show, and that's why I have to give it like a 2 out of 5, because like, it was all right, but like, this all around wasn't good. I didn't really like it, and it wasn't something I was interested. Like, after watching almost 3 hours of Raw, it wasn't something I was really interested in, and I found it pretty boring. I think it could have gone in the middle of the show, would have been better. It didn't have its place at the end. And all around, I have to say the show of Raw was pretty good. It's better than what I remember it being. I have to give it a 3 out of 5. It had some really good moments, had some really bad moments. Like, I have to say, what really is genuine, I'm really giving this to some good matches. Like, pretty much all the matches were decent, except for the women's tag team. But instead of that, they were all pretty good. I couldn't complain about any other match I couldn't complain about much. There's 3 weak moments, being the Alexa Bliss, being the Doudrop and Becky, and being the 6-women's tag. Those are the low moments, but then you get countered by some really good high moments with the Austin Theory match, with the Alpha Academy, which are really high moments, and then all the rest is like all around okay. So I'd give it like a 2.75, probably give it 2.75 out of 5 show. And it does make me excited for next week's Raw, which I have to say. Ooh, I also forgot. Yes, this is something I forgot. Oh, I'm really sorry, guys, that I forgot this. Seth, we got a little appearance from Seth saying that he will be on SmackDown because he has a message for Roman, and he said that he's the only one that knows how Roman works and knows how to tear him down. I'm sorry that I forgot that, but yeah, that was also a pretty good promo, and it's building up to their rivalry, which I have to say, Royal Rumble is looking really, really good. I have to say it. I'll talk more about it in my Royal Rumble prediction, but the match is looking good. But I thank you all so much for watching my first ever review. I've had so much fun doing this. A long time since I've done it. I said my prediction for the Royal Rumble will be soon. And I hope you all have a good day, all you lovely humans, and I will catch you next time. Good night.